Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. This is the only video this week, unfortunately, but you'll see what I mean in a second. I'm going to be doing pack 17 of the Hachette Partworks release and build the German U96 U-Boat. Did I ever show you this book? We did get this about a few packs ago, but it's brilliant. Everything about the U-Boat in here basically gives me a little bit more knowledge that I didn't actually have before. That's the fun thing about doing these models. You get to learn something while you build a little thing. Okay, but if I haven't showed you that, I apologise for that, but we did get that. Today, we are going to be continuing the engine room. And if you remember last time, we had created this section here. Now, there's going to be a lot of fiddly little things here. I'm guessing the engine room is going to take quite a while. Just looking what we got here, we do have a bulkhead to put in as well. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and there's also a QR code on the screen there, and you can get this all the way from pack 1. Now, after today, I'm not going to be here. Going to be flying to the airport. Going to be driving to the airport because I'm on my way to Wonderfest in Kentucky for the Wonderfest scale model show, sci-fi show, fantasy show, sci-fi and fantasy model show. I don't know. Going to meet a lot of friends, a lot of people that you may recognise from YouTube there as well. And I'm going to meet my old buddies Phil and Lou as well. So old buddies are going to kill me for calling them them. But I will report from Wonderfest on Saturday. That'll be my next video on the channel, and I'll be showing you the competition room area on the Saturday. As for tomorrow, I will have a header card just up, just with a small introduction for me to say where I am, because obviously a bit weird that I haven't got any videos up Tuesday to Friday this week, but I wanted to give you abreast of what is actually going on. But today, though, I'm going to be doing the engine room, so without further ado, let's get cracking. So it's all going to start with stage 65. Let's open this up. Lots of fiddly bits in here. And I am going to need my glue. Now, I do have this glue that I got from the range, but I do want to give a big shout out to John Freeman, who's actually gave me loads of model-based stuff that's going to help me out, including some glue, which I'm going to need here. I'm going to actually use one of them today. John, thank you very much. I met John at MCM Comic Con, so I actually met John in person, which is all cool. And thank you for giving me this. I am going to use this one today. Now, we are going to need sprue cutters today as well. Now, my sprue cutters are in my Amazon store, so check out that link at the start. You'll be able to get those for yourself. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to need this section just here. And it's going to be going into this half of this section just like that. So I'm going to need to glue this in. Now, just looking at how this sits in there, I'm probably going to want to apply glue just around the edge here. Not on the pin, like it tells you in the instructions, because the pin doesn't stick to anything. So once I've got that in like that, that's going to look absolutely fine. Want to put its partner in on the other side. So again, just some glue around that edge there and on this edge. And it's just a case of slotting these together and holding them in. Now, this part here is the engine foundation assembly. Looks just like this. And basically the three lugs here are just going to go into the three holes just here. So I'm just lining them up and pushing them in just to see how they look. Now, it hasn't asked me to glue these into place, but they are sitting quite nicely in there. But this next stage, we are going to need to put into this little notch just there. So I'm going to do a test fit, see how that looks. It's going to go in like that. Okay, so I'll put some glue on that, and I'm just going to slot that in there. Okay, to hold that in from the other side, we've got this section here, which has got a notch in it. So this is going to be going over the top of this section just here. Now, it's not saying to glue this one in, so this is going to be a little bit tricky to get in, I think. But it does go, when we put it in, even though these are going into that cream coloured section, these notches here are going to go into the other side of these holes here. So it should be quite easy to line this up, I'm guessing. And when that's in, that should look just like that there. I actually found it easier to take this whole thing out, because I hadn't glued these struts in here, and then slot that in. Perfect. Just going to put the top section on now. That'll pin that into place, which means I'm just going to glue around the edge here and on these pins, and I can get this in place just on top here. Any excess glue I've got, I can just use my cotton bud on. Okay, first detail I want to put onto this looks like this. That's just going to go into the point there, and I'll just push that in. Put that to one side to dry while I bring these two parts over. And I want to create a little box here by putting these two parts together, just like that. And then finally, this is going to be going into the end just here. So again, just some glue around this outer edge here and get this in. It should hang below the flat edge just there. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that flat bit and just around this edge here, because that's just going to go in to the end just here. Get that lined up. Sprue cutters at the ready. Got to get some stuff off the sprues here, namely this one and this one here, leaving one part on the sprue. Okay, so first detail's going in here like that. Second detail just going in the end here. Tweezers to get this one in. There we go. So that's in like that. Third detail just going on top here. That was quite a push in that one, but there we go. That's in there. And with that one part that we've got left on the sprue, that's all there is to do in that stage. And you can see straight away, there's going to be a lot of detail in this pack because more sprues in stage 66. So for that reason, I'm going to need the part that we left on the sprue last time. Let's get that cut off. And I need these two parts here which come in this pack. So, bit of glue here. And I'm going to be pushing this detail in, just this way. Looking like that. The other detail is going to be going on this side. So there you go, that's how that's looking. I'm going to turn this over, and I need this detail just in the centre here, because that lever is just going to be pushed into there. Now, I haven't glued that, as you see, I can move that lever. I want the smaller of these wheels now. Once again, just going to put some glue just on the peg at the back here and push that into the position just here, like that. Now, the bigger wheel we've got, again, just some glue, bring over what we created in the last stage. I'm just going to be pushing this into the hole here. There you go. Now, what we've created just here is going to be going onto this part. It's actually just going to be fitting on top of this ledge here. So I'm going to put some glue on there. So that's in like that. Okay, put that to one side. Now bringing over this cylinder cover. I've got a pipe to put on there. And that's just going to be going along the top edge here. So I just need to push this into these holes here. I don't know if it needs gluing. I'm going to put it in first and then we'll see. I'm not going to glue it. It's quite tight in there. Lots of little details now to cut off. Let's get all of these off. And they're all going to go into these holes here. Now, these will fall off, so I am just putting some glue on the end and slot them in. So they should look like that. I'm going to do that with all the rest of them. Your challenge here is to try and get them all to be straight. That really is a challenge, but as you can see, when they're all in, that's how it should look. So we need to put this onto the engine block. So it is going to be going just on top here. Just checking a fit again. It's going to be fitting in there. I don't know if I have to glue this, you know, because it is such a tight fit. So I'm not going to glue it in place. But there you go, that is on there. I'm going to turn this assembly around now, and on this side I've got these pipes to go in. So let me cut all of these off, and basically these go into the slots here and then attach to the back wall there, like that. And once again, I'm going to do that for all the rest of them. There you go, nice and straight, and that's how they look. Last thing to do is just on this section here, put in some glue, because I've got an end plate to put in, and that looks just like this. It just clips in underneath here, and with that in place, quite a bit of detail we've added there. That's all there is to do in that stage. I do like how this lever is able to move. But there you go. You thought we had enough sprues the last time? Well, stage 67. Wow. They're like, no, you haven't had enough. You need more. Have that. Okay, so we are going to be just adding lots of detail now. So first thing I'm going to need are these parts here. Let's get those off. Bit of glue around the edges here as I piece these together. Excellent. I want some glue just onto these branches here. Should be 6 of these. And bring over what we created, because this is going to be going on this side, this way round here. Let's get these in. Now, I need to take these rocker arms off the frame, but there are differences between them. And it's basically just in this detail here. So if you have a quick look on the top camera here, you can see that these are slightly smaller. It's these smaller ones that I want first. Let's cut all of these off. Okay, so to put these in, putting some glue just onto this point here, and actually go into the slots just at the top here. So let me just put one in. Actually, it's probably best to put these in with my tweezers, I reckon. And again, I'm just trying to ensure that these are straight, like that. I'm going to do that all the way along. There you go. They're all in and they're all straight. Now we've got 12 of these kind here. I want to cut all 12 of these off. Apply some glue to the bottom again. And this time, these are going into the bigger port next to this. It's pretty tricky because you've got to try and feed it under the wire there. Again, so that's straight on there. So that's the first one in. And again, I'm going to repeat that going all the way along. It's funny, to try and get them in, you have to sort of like put them in at an angle like this, just so you can actually get this top part down. And when they're all in, they should look like that. That was hard. Okay, excellent. Next thing to cut off are all of these. I'm going to give you some advice here with these. This peg at the bottom, cut it off. Put some glue down the bottom, and then the one in the peg on the side. And then that will just slide into the hole that you've got here to put this in. Don't worry too much about the top one for now. It's more important to get that sitting flat in there like that. Do that with all the ones going along. They're a lot easier to put these in if you do cut that bottom peg off. Put some glue on it and then just slide that in. As you can see, they're all in there. Let that glue dry. All you're going to do then is just feed the pipes through the holes at the back here. And I probably will put them in with just a little bit of glue. Well, they certainly want to try you there, don't they? But there you go. That's how that's looking. Taking this silver detail off now. And if you look at the bottom here, we've got 2 little posts. You're going to need some glue. And these are going to insert into the grooves that we've got just at the top here. Not the easiest thing to get in, but when you do get it in, it should look like that. Now, just into this gap down here, some glue to put on. So I've got an attachment part to put into there. That looks just like this. There you go. And that's in there like that there. I then need this detail here. And also this detail here. And I'm going to want to put these into the holes just here. So if I put this tiny first one in here, like that, and the second one's just going to be going above it. Quite a hard one to push in there, but that should look like that. And then the last two parts we've got, is to take this off the sprue. God, this was a stage, wasn't it? Oh. You know, there's me saying, let's do something nice and easy before I go away to Wonderfest. That goes in like that. There's one hole left here, just underneath that grey section we put in. Putting some glue on. So there you go, there's a stage that will try you. That's what it looks like from that side. And that's what it's looking like from the other side. But that's all there is to do in that stage. But we're not finished there with sprues, because we've got the bulkhead now, which is the last stage. This is stage 68. And basically we've got lots of parts here that we're actually going to be putting onto this bulkhead here. The first being these two parts here. Let's get these off. Get my glue out. And these are going to go either side here. So one this side, with the straight edge of these going towards the outer side, and one this side. I need some parts here, which I'm going to take off the sprue. I want the one which has got the letter D on it. These. Let's just get both of these off. And they're going to be going onto this section just here. So, doing a quick dry fit, that's going to go in there. So let's glue these in. And then one's just going to go on this side here. So we're making a kind of box. To do the box, we're going to need to then take off the other parts here. This is the ones without the lettering on. And just do exactly what we've just done. There we go. We have a box. And as you can see here, we're going to be making another box with the parts that we have here. There we go. We've got two boxes. So just got to put these boxes in place. We've got one going in here. So a bit of glue on there. And the other one just going on here. Now the one going on this side, the little ledge parts face up, I believe. Looking good. I'm going to take out this detail here now. And then this grey detail on here. That's going to sit into the centre of this part. Just like that. And I've got this smaller detail here with the grey section already on it, because first part's just going to go in here like that. Second detail in there, and then the third detail here going right next to this door here. So that's how that's looking. I've got two more details left in this sprue. In fact, this is the last two details of this pack. Bit of glue on this one. It's shaped so it can only go in one way. It goes in there. And then the last one's a hatch, which is just going to go into this part here. Make sure the hinges of that hatch are on top. So a hatch is like a junction box, I guess. And that fits in like that. And with that in place, that nice short video, which has taken me 1.5 hours, is complete, because that's all there is to do in that pack. I had no idea that that was going to take long when I first opened those packs. I thought this is going to be a nice easy stage, but as I said, 1.5 hours later, oh dear. Remember, that is going to be the last video on the channel for a while, until Saturday evening, I reckon, but that's probably going to be Sunday morning for you folks watching in the UK, because I will be filming this. I've got the wrong glasses on. I will be filming this in the US, so I will hope to get that up around about 6 o'clock US time, so probably 11 o'clock UK time. I'll have to see how that goes. And that's going to be the competition room at Wonderfest. But until then, have a good few days off. Watch some of my back catalogue if you want some World of Wayne content. But other than that, take care of yourselves, and I will see you later. Bye.